I think this review is going to ruffle some feathers. A lot of people love this book. I finished Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice, and I do have some thoughts. I love vampire characters. I'm an author of supernatural fiction. This is my book, Junie, a Southern Gothic ghost story based on one of my own family stories. Like this video if you are also into vampire books, and save this one. So here's my feelings on Interview with the Vampire. I totally get why this book is a classic of modern vampire fiction. Having read a lot of older vampire books, this changes things in the genre. Anne Rice does some unique things on making the vampires romantic figures, much more about longing and desire. The vampire is like a sympathetic figure, more of an outsider. I was very interested in the fact that she makes Louis a plantation owner. I wondered about her level of intentionality. I'd be very curious to hear what you all thought, or if other people know more than me. Louis, the main character, he starts off as a Louisiana plantations owner in the 18th century. He is obviously racist. He ends up getting transformed into a vampire by Lestat. There's a white vampire who turns him because Lestat wants control of his plantation. They spend an inordinate amount of time feeding on specifically black slaves throughout. Whether Anne Rice did this intentionally, that plantation owners themselves were these parasites. They were feeding on the lives of the black people they enslaved. And I wondered if the vampire was meant to evoke that in a more profound way, putting it through the lens of Louis. It works like an unreliable narrator's way, viewing all of these actions through the lens of the evil person committing them, like a Lolita or Crime and Punishment. I've also never heard anyone talk about the book like that. It didn't fully live up to the expectations. The show does so many incredible things that really build on this source material. It's one of the few examples of taking a book to screen where they improved upon the source material. Louis to me fell a lot flatter, one note, and just constantly whiny in a way that I couldn't really gravitate towards or feel for him. Same thing with Lestat. Lestat in this book, which I granted is from Louis' lens, it didn't have the magnetism of the television Lestat in the same way. And that might be because the relationship in this one is way less romantic. The depiction of Claudia in this was a much more complicated thing to sit with. Claudia here is supposed to be 5, and it starts to feel like there's this almost romantic connection that's forming between Louis and Claudia as the story goes on in a way that feels creepy. I enjoyed a lot of the descriptiveness, the setting, the melodrama, the historical elements, and all of that, but I just can't say that this fully hit for me in the way I was expecting it to. I'm curious to hear people